What's up, guys? Mikey in the building. Hope you guys had a good day today. Wow. First I was starting my day off with, I guess, I had a really good early trade on Vvos in the morning down here. Once we recovered 330s, and I'll show you the book in a second. Um, and then I proceeded to soak this whole entire pattern, and then caught a huge move, and then actually played the 5 minute flag for new highs. This was a phenomenal trade for me. I actually played this really aggressive at 30K in this trade down here. And then I only actually took 8K for the flag. It's flagging, it's up. I sized down, right? It's funny, back in the day I would have slapped 30K on this one and wrote it back up, but I just don't do that anymore. A couple things, right? That trade GLMD that went crazy yesterday, I didn't capitalize on it. I didn't even trade it, right? I was just watching it. It's not in my wheelhouse. I know I need to get better at that. I studied that chart for like 3 hours last night. The volume was there, and I just need to put on my big boy pants and play that one, right? So studied a lot, and then we had all these other ones like PRGT. I traded one small lot, got a scalp, and left it alone. I need to work on those. They're not in my wheelhouse. So while I'm not trying to lose stress or defocus on what I am already been building, I got those in folders, and I got them. I'm studying them and being prepared for them. Right, I got plenty of books on them, and I'll be ready for them when something else isn't setting up my wheelhouse. I think the biggest thing a lot of traders do is they get too caught up on sometimes these other runners that running, and then they just forget about what they're really good at. And I think there's a double-edged sword to that, because when the volume's there, it's time to grind, right? But I'm gonna go over VVOS. I traded this actually in the morning. There was this really big bidder right here that got sold into, and if this was going to break down, to me this should have stayed heavy. So this is a good area of interest right here. So once we started to reclaim this, I actually soaked and traded this. My first trade with actually 16K on this one, and it was nice to see that they started having bidders show up above where this previous area down here actually sold into and reclaimed. All right. Daily on this one too was pretty bottomed out. The biggest thing on this daily right here to me was this double top right here sustaining. So the fact that we broke that, and then we started to get back over and trade around this and start to build in that area was great. The 330s was like my biggest risk, even when I was soaking the pattern later in the day. All right. After that, I pretty much had these zones drawn out on this one, and this is where I wanted to see the gap fill. Once this thing actually started going parabolic, I didn't even have these zones prepped, but this would have been another one right here. So 560s, absolutely. This would have been another one. Draw that one out. But the way I sized in, I got $1 per share, and I took all of it, and then I re-added that flag and got 50 cents, which was great. I even piked that one going higher, but that's fine. All right, go back to the book. All right, I traded this very similar to my DTSS trade. I didn't talk about it yesterday. However, I did trade it. I did size into it, and I did capitalize on that specific trade. There's a couple of key things on the book to me. Number one, tons of manipulation. If you guys actually know VVOS and traded it like almost 8 months ago when it went parabolic, there was a lot of manip on this one. There's a couple key areas, especially in these areas right here, that's so important. And these bigger dips, these dips, these are nice dips. Same thing with, I'll show you on DTSS. But more importantly, I wanted to see this soak above those 330s. So this reclaim was really great. The fact that they're pushing and pulling, and now we're coming back into certain specific areas where they should have been held down, or to me that they should have been held down. Things should not, retest these areas and get heavy. So these are previous. To me now, I'm looking at these as important key levels. You know, how is price action reacting to these levels? And then this was great. Someone came in here and showed their hand, which was nice. Thank you. Right here, there was a nice bidder that actually stepped up right here really well. But these dips were important to me, right? We're pulling back to a previous area where they try to hold it down. That's key, all right? Super, super key. This pullback to here was super key because it reminded me of Dtss, right? And the crazy thing is too is that when this is setting up, this was cranking about 30 something mil volume, and I'm over here and I'm missing OMAEX and I'm missing all these PRGT ones, the ones that are trading multiple dollars, or you know, that are going crazy, right? I mean, they're giving you 5, 6, 8 points, 9 points, and missing that. But the relative volume on this one to me was building, right? It was building up to this 52-week high volume that we had back on 11/29. So as this was building, this whole entire pattern was building, building, building. And it was amazing because it actually held these breakdown zones right here. To me, this would have been a zone, right? You know, I use the book a lot, so sometimes once I'm trading and I'm fully locked in the book, you know, I use the candlestick sometimes as a guide, but I already know where my zones are. You know, to me, anybody shorting something and kind of looking for a crazy fade or a big return on something that was only up 28% is, you know, is kind of crazy to me. Have I seen these plays fail and then dump? Yeah, but with this increasing volume to me, where we're trading, the level that we're trading above, you know, we were basically starting to actually base the top of this supply zone right here, and now it's becoming demand, right? So we actually started trading around this, above this area, which was great, right? These things failed, it failed. Now we're starting to reclaim that on the daily and build. And then we were just about 8 mil, 7 mil away from 52-week high volume. And now for the rest of the day, we closed 73 mil. That was great. This move happened so fast, it was absolutely nuts. It was great. And I'll bring the book back over and show you on this one. I mean, this swipe happened so fast. Once we started the test 4, this immediately just swiped all the way up to highs up here. It was actually phenomenal. All right, insane, absolutely crazy. And then we actually pulled back to 440s. It's important too, again, to see how they actually pulled these 445s. Somebody did not want to get filled right there anymore once this started to go. All right, that was a key thing to me right here. Absolutely, this dip that was played over here was great. This should have broke down. Again, you know, these things are pulling back to previous areas where buyers supported it, and it's still not getting heavy. Even though this dip right here got sold into, this did not break down. That's great. Did not break down, and there's still appetite on this book. All right, there's appetite on the best offer. And this is great too. They try to swipe it down real quick and someone throws up a bid, and then we swipe over 5s. This one had some warrants at 5, which is cool, and then this one proceeded to go to almost $6 up here. This was a great trade for me. Again, the important reads to me were down here. Really important to see how things are trading in or around. I don't know why my computer's acting a little slow today. Now, I'm actually going to go buy a whole new setup tomorrow. But to me, it was important to see how these things were being held down. Right? Someone came here and tried to swipe this. They throw an offer to try to hold it down, and they pull it. All right? Someone comes over and swipes it. This pulls back to a previous area where they tried to pull, manip, and so on, right? And this deeper pullback right here was great because it held above a breakdown zone, right? We're holding above this zone still. And then someone came in here with a big old bid, 40K bid, and they tried to sell into it right here with 16K, and that did not work. All right, they immediately just refreshed it. All right, that was great. and all of a sudden someone came in there and slapped this because we immediately jumped up to about 380s right there. It was like instant teleport. And this is where it started to consolidate above that daily level, right? And to me, this was perfect right here. So many sellers try to hold this down right here, and we don't break down. And then you see that appetite, and you see this breakout over this level again. So this should have stayed heavy. But then again, to me, it just didn't make sense how something was accumulating so much volume, and we weren't even above 50% level right here. 50% level is 420. And then we actually broke out, and then we proceeded to go to 100%. You know, this was a massive return for me on this one. In 358. I sold a chunk right there for 35, and then I re-added. All right, so I got a 35% return right there, and then I actually sold this one just for a 20%. I didn't catch that whole move on that one at all, just to be full transparent. All right, so DTSS, very similar to how I traded this. You know, DTSS was another name that I was like soaking for almost 2 hours, right? Very important for me to see this $3 level hold, not just because it's orb, because how it was trading on the book. Let me pull it up. I think I just need to update my computer. I leave the book up and everything up for so long sometimes, and I don't shut my computer off and just leave it running. Probably burnt it out. All right, this level right here was super important again on DTSS, and the reason why I soaked this and held this with confidence too, I actually got 40 cents, almost 40 cents out of this one. This was a great return for me too, was because of these specific areas right here. Again, seeing some bids being pulled and pushed, and it's not breaking down. You know, if this bid was supposed to get pulled, this is supposed to crack and actually break down from that 3 level, and it's got rebidded down here. So this is when I had good confidence on this one, and I definitely wanted highs. I wanted this to squeeze out more, but that didn't really happen, right? These dips down to this one, very similar too with these certain pockets that I look for, right? You know, we have one right here, this specific one, and this one right here, and then this one right here. So this pullback right here was important. It reminded me of just like Vvos, right before this actually broke out. Again, this is an important level right here. And the fact that they try to shove it down over these previous breakdown zones, and this had no follow through, right? You kind of see they put a bid and an offer right here, super important. And then now this area is becoming support, which is sick. All right. Again, they try to swipe it, and it actually swipes out and makes new highs right here. This specific dump should have broke down. I got my kids telling me to hurry up. This was for DTSS. I'll even show you right here. This dump got absorbed. All right. This was the dump that got absorbed right here on the one. This should have broken down right here. And the fact that this didn't break down, this got absorbed on the book and then swiped for new highs. So I got 40 cents out of that one. That was a great trade again yesterday. It took a long time. Patience. Some of these plays don't just happen right away, right? You know, it's so funny. I traded both of this one, so I caught this move in the morning on DTSS, and then again I caught Vvos front side leg, right? This push right here, and then it took forever, and I waited in both those plays, DTS and this one, but I waited, and I traded it differently. You know, this can be a Momo play, you know, where it's like, hey, if things don't start to break out right here, you need to actually take some profits and leave, especially this. This should have cranked and build really good up here for Vvos. And then now after this kind of stalling, you have all these higher lows, you know, and they finally get cracked right here. All right, same thing with the DTSS. All right, once we start putting in too many higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, we're not cranking anymore, it gets attacked. Very, very important. It's very key, right? And then to start seeing an area and a zone to trade off of. It's very, very important. But those are my trades. DTS yesterday, VVOS today. The books are great on them. I'll probably go more in depth with the guys who use the book. So reach out to me if you have any questions, and we'll go over that. But much love. Peace out, Mikey.